Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to our first episode, Season 3 of a Career Guide for International Students podcast brought to you by ICAway. I'm your host, Kwan Segal. And today is a special, very special episode for me because our guest speaker has had a significant influence on my early career right after college. I have the former CEO of BMW Group Financial Services Asia Pacific region, Alan Crookes, with me today. Alan is an inspirational, authentic business leader with 40 years of experience in the banking and financial services industry. He retired in 2017 after 26 years of dedicated service and leadership at BMW Group Financial Services. I first met Alan in my early 20s during my initial corporate job at BMW. And I began my career as personal assistant at that time to the managing director. My first boss was Joe Hall, and also I worked alongside with Christoph Stockhoff. Both of them are my amazing leaders and mentors. So, Alan, do you know that you are one of the reasons I am now living and working in the US? Because of your guidance. Your guidance has transformed my role from a personal assistant to an internal communication lead to our organization at that time. It was like back in 2004, right? And building on that experience and armed with my MBA, I transitioned into a role in human capital consulting at top consulting firms like Accenture and Deloitte, where I led change communication for Fortune 500 clients. Alan, I'm so thrilled that you have accepted my request to be on my show today. Thank you for being here.
And thanks for the offer to join you, Kwan. And I'm really proud of what you've achieved and really impressed with your success and where you are now, from that initial role as the personal assistant to Joe and having the influence in Bangkok to now living and working and making a successful career in the US. Congratulations, but great to be able to join you today.
This is such a perfect way to start the year, and I'm sure that students will enjoy learning from you. Can you share with our audience where you're calling in from?
Yes, I'm calling from Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne, Australia.
10:30 in the morning, and it's, I think today, Kwan, it's 28 degrees. So we're in the start of summer for Australia, but a great day to be outside as well.
That's so wonderful. I'm here in Chicago with like 10 Celsius, I believe so, or lower than that. And you have worked with people across the globe. You have seen cultural differences. You have worked with so many expats transitioning to their new careers in a different part of the world, similar to international students that coming here from their home country and adjusting to the new culture in the US. I know that you're not in the US right now, but I think something that quite practical is some tips on how to adjust to the new culture effectively. Can you share that insight to our students a little bit?
Yes, that was always a challenge of putting or moving expats into foreign countries, and I observed that very closely. And one of the clear messages that I gave to expats coming into a new country was get to know the culture, get to know the people, go and spend some time outside. And the one that did that very well, adapted, and were very successful in that country. I saw some examples, Quan, of some people coming in wanting to bring in the work style from their home market into that country, and didn't really work. Rather than adapting themselves to the culture and the work style, it was more successful that the person come in, observe the culture, observe the work style, and then adapt to that, and then, if need be, make some changes to get the organisation performing better. So
Mm-hmm.
adaptability was a critical part of success, and you experienced that with Joe Hall, who was fantastic at adapting to the Thai culture, appreciating the hospitality, appreciating the work style, which was different than what
Mm-hmm.
he experienced when he came from New Zealand, and as a result was very successful. And he was also then the same when he went to Malaysia, adapted again to that Malaysian
Right.
culture, which was different than the Thai culture, which was different than his homeland in New Zealand. So it was always
Mm-hmm.
important, the adaptability, but it is difficult because you want to then, you're used to that style in your own market or home country. Why can't we bring that into this country? But I think it's more successful to go the other way, Kwan.
Yes, great insight. Right. Adaptability is a key. And with this, global market, global presence, talent mobility is happening at every organization. And you just remind me that actually for international students, this could be their selling point during the interview as well, to sell their ability to adapt to the new culture and their understandings about cross-cultural differences.
Exactly, and I think that's a great selling point in their interview, to say that I've come from a foreign country, I've had to adapt to studying, and in some cases they may be working part time in the US. I've
Right.
handled that, I've coped with that, and if I move into a new role, I'm experienced and have their mindset to be able to adapt again. I think it's a great selling point, because as you experienced, adapting from coming from Thailand to live and work in the US wasn't easy, but once you got through that, and was challenges along the way, challenges I'm sure, but that is a great selling point for a student coming in to an interview process, convincing the
Absolutely.
potential employer that that adaptability is a key strength they have and have proven.
Absolutely. And let's say, for any reason that they needed to go back home, their skills earning from like working in different cultures will be an advantage when they join the global company, like for example, BMW back home as well.
Yes,
Be-
exactly, and that was one of the great advantages of having internationals move around,
Mhm.
is that in a number of regions, Kwan, we move people from one market to another. And an example was Joe
Love
Hall,
that.
who came from New Zealand, was successful in New Zealand, CEO first role in Thailand, then did
Mhm.
that well. So we moved him to Malaysia, again adapted and did very well, and then from there went to Japan. So that skill set and that ability to adapt was a great asset to the company and the organisation.
Such a great example, Alan. Now we talk a little bit about skill sets like adaptability. I would love to hear your thoughts on the dynamic field of our industry, financial services. Both technical skills and soft skills are essential, right? And we talk about adaptability, which may be a little bit towards soft skills. How can recent graduates strike a balance between showcasing their technical proficiency and also demonstrating strong interpersonal skills in order to excel in their roles?
It's a great question. The prime reason they've got the position is their technical skills. But technical
Mhm.
skills is one of only one aspect of success. I think then, if they can ensure that they have the EQ skills, and they develop that, that will serve them um, much better in the long run. So having the technical skills, having the ability to understand and do the job is important, but then their ability to convey the messages, sell some of their ideas to the organisation, sell some of their ideas to their boss or their superior, is really where the EQ skills come in. And then their ability to use that technical knowledge as well
Mhm.
to, together with your EQ skills, to work with other teams is critical to their success. So the technical skills, as I say, is very important, but that's only part of the journey. The
Mhm.
journey is how can they develop their EQ and continue to invest in themselves in that side to develop that further.
Amazing insight. And this is the last question for our episode today. I believe that 2024 is not going to be an easy year. So we all need to build our resilience. Before we wrap up, can you please leave our listeners with one final piece of advice when it comes to overcoming obstacles and building positivity through their career development journey?
Great question again, Kwan. I think 2024 will be challenging, I think will be some issues both economically and politically, but that doesn't change. We've had those over a long period. Again, it comes back to what we spoke about. It's the adaptability. I think it's what you mentioned just before. It's the resilience to be able to move through those. But then I would recommend that the students continue to learn, continue to invest in themselves in terms of training, development, and reading and studying. And as you mentioned, just keep a positive mindset that yes, there's going to be challenging times, but life is challenging. It's a journey. And the journey sometimes can be up and down, but it's the
Mhm.
adaptability and the willingness to change to get through these maybe challenges that come will serve them well in the future.
It's like, we can control what we can control. And what
Of
we can
course.
control is to invest in ourselves.
Yes.
That's great advice. Thank you so much, Alan. I think we have lots of great key takeaways today. One thing that I, want to wrap up is adaptability is a key. And for international students that you go like across the countries, being here in the US, you already show the skills of adaptability and you're on your way, to be leaders in any organization that need adaptability. Thank you so much for all these words of wisdom. It's such a pleasure having you on my show.
It's a pleasure to be able to join you and connect again, Kwan, and congratulations again on your success, and thanks for having me as a guest today.
Thank you, Alan. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Have a great day, and we will see you next time. Think big and live your dream.